glucosamine cream will really help to get rid of that pain and help to restore the flexibility she just talked about. I also want you to know that Dr. Janet has arranged a very special offer that's available to your listeners. So when you call, please be sure to mention this program, and you're going to get a risk-free trial of the glucosamine cream. Again, this is only available to your listeners, and only if you call this toll-free number. I'm going to tell you now, you ready? It's 1-800-859-9712. Now, folks, this is...
May I cut in for just a moment?
Sure.
For all of you out there suffering day in and day out, I want you to try my glucosamine cream. And just for trying it today, I'm going to give you an extra free tool with your order. Also, I'll include a free copy of my latest audio CD. It's called Your Fastest Path to Permanent Pain Relief. And it's just filled with tips and strategies for getting rid of your pain for good.
Thank you so much for doing that for us. So, folks, here's your opportunity to try the formula. Again, the number to call is 1-800-859-9712. The other thing you should know is that you have absolutely nothing to lose here, because Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream is guaranteed to be safe and effective, or your money back, so you have nothing to lose. The number to call is 1-800-859-9712. I'll give it to you again. It's 1-800-859-9712. Okay, well, if you're just joining us, we've been talking with Dr. Janet McCarroll. She's a natural health expert. She's also an expert in European relief. We've been talking about how pain has a devastating effect on our overall health, and now how her glucosamine cream, this is a natural solution, is a way to really get to the root cause of pain in the body. Before we get into that, Dr. Janet, I'm going to ask you, I know this is hard for you because this is emotional, but I think it's important for people to understand how you got to where you are today, or what's driving you. If you could share that story, I'm sure.
Well, I was birthed out a lot of personal pain and pain that my husband had years ago. He had severe osteoarthritis throughout his body. At the same time, I had fibromyalgia.
Right.
So I was really on a quest to find something all natural to help him have a better quality of life, and for myself as well. I mean, I had to function and raise 3 children during that time.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what's in the glucosamine cream.
Well, I did a lot of research on glucosamine and how good it was. So I came across the fact that alien oil is a powerful natural anti-inflammatory and can carry most any ingredient right through our skin and deliver relief to our area of pain. So I took emu oil and glucosamine. I used boswellia, which is an Indian herb that's an anti-inflammatory. Bromelain, that's an enzyme known to be an anti-inflammatory. And that's a natural organic sulfur that is also just as important as glucosamine in rebuilding and repairing our joints. And so I put that all together in a cream that actually has no odor, it's greaseless, it doesn't freeze the pain, it doesn't burn the pain, it doesn't irritate your skin, goes in, 15 minutes later, you have relief. So that's why I'm here, to share what I know and share what I have, because it works.
And I have this here, by the way, folks. Glucosamine cream comes in a plastic dispenser that has a pump top on it.
It's a pump, and it's metered. You need 1 to 2 pumps depending on the area of pain and inflammation. It's sanitary, not contamination, so you don't have to worry about it becoming rancid.
Now, in terms of this living into your body, then you're talking about a couple things, right? You're not only relieving the pain, but also the body part. So how does that work?
Once you apply the cream to that area that you're going to target, okay, you get the inflammation to go down, and the body heals itself. The body heals itself, provided you give it the raw materials it needs. I'm giving you what you need for one body to take over and do the job that was meant to do, and that's heal.
Okay. And this is safe. You don't have to worry about it.
You don't have to worry about a thing. If you're taking drugs for pain, it won't conflict with that at all. None of these ingredients.
Okay. So what is then a realistic expectation? If somebody calls today and wants to try your glucosamine cream, what would you tell them?
I would say within the first 15 minutes, you're going to notice that your pain is greatly reduced or eliminated.
Okay.
And then over time, you're going to build and repair your joints with that inflammation being taken down. That's going to restore flexibility and mobility. And sleep. I mean, if you can sleep again, that's where our bodies get all of our recuperative, regenerative ability to heal. And then with that being taken care of, all the things that you love to do, you can start doing again, traveling, exercising, so you can lose weight, socialize with family and friends. You can be the life of the party.
Yeah, because of all of these other things it's very difficult to deal with in terms of living a normal life and trying to live.
Well, you can't. You're right. You can't live a normal life anymore. Your life has changed forever until you get this thing taken care of. And you can.
Yeah. And you've got people out there that are already getting great results, right?
I've got some more emails and letters if you'd like to hear.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. Chris, here's one from Beverly from California. I would love for you to know how happy I am with your product. My feet and legs are usually in pain from being up and waiting on my feet all day. At night, I can hardly get to sleep from the pain. I discovered by applying glucosamine to the painful areas, I'm able to get a good night's sleep. Thank you so much for making this possible. Here's one more, Chris, from Darlene from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a miracle in a tube that truly does take away the pain. It works as nothing else I've ever tried. It worked quickly and eliminated all of the pain. So, to me,
are these kinds of responses unusual?
No.
Really?
They're the usual.
Really?
They're the usual. I mean, I must say that it does my heart good to hear these things because I know what it's like to suffer and I know what it's like to get relief. And every time, I get one of these emails or these letters, it just confirms it. Hundreds of thousands of people have used my cream with great results.
That's great. Well, again, folks, I want to let you know that if you like what you're hearing here and you want to try Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream, there is a special toll-free number for you to call today. It's 1-800-859-9712.
And as we've been talking about here, Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream is really the first and only glucosamine formula that is in a cream, so you can apply it directly to the area of pain for fast relief. Because certainly we've seen glucosamine and other products out there that you take in a supplement form. This is actually in a cream, so you can direct right to where that pain is and get fast relief. And not only that, it's also going to help to start working to rebuild your joints and ultimately restore your mobility and your flexibility, so you can go back to doing the things that pain really has taken away from you. And again, I want to remind you that Dr. Janet has arranged a very special offer here that's only available to you listeners. So when you call, be sure to mention this program, and you're going to get a risk-free trial of her glucosamine cream. Again, this is only available to you listeners, and only if you call this toll-free number. Her glucosamine cream is not available in stores, so you have to call this number. It's 1-800-859-9712.
Can I jump in one more time?
Sure,
I'm sorry.
Sure, go ahead.
For all of you out there suffering day in and day out, night after night, I've been there. I know how you feel. And I want you to try my glucosamine cream. And so just for trying it today, I'm going to give you an extra free tube when you order. How about that?
Yeah, that's great.
And I'll also include a free copy of my latest audio CD I just finished recording. It's called Your Fastest Path to Permanent Pain Relief. And this is just chock full of tips and strategy for getting rid of your pain for good.
Yeah, well, folks, look, this is a great opportunity here for you. Again, the number to call is 1-800-859-9712. And look, you have absolutely nothing to lose here, because Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream is guaranteed to be safe and effective, or your money back. So again, that number to call is 1-800-859-9712. I'll give it to you again. It's 1-800-859-9712. So what do you think, folks? This is pretty interesting, isn't it? Pain obviously is something that is a huge epidemic in this country. I don't think there's many of us, or any of us for that matter, that has not experienced pain from time to time, or maybe it's more serious, more chronic, and looking for a real solution here, understanding that perhaps the pharmaceutical approach is now we know is not the best approach at this point, because there are so many side effects associated with these drugs out there.
That's right.
But looking at it from a natural standpoint, and Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream maybe makes some sense here. I mean, this is again putting back into your body. We do seem to discover time and time again that when you give your body what it needs, it knows what to do with it. It knows how to fix the problem. It's only if it doesn't get those things that you continue to have the problem. And again, we've been talking about Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream, and this is a number of ingredients that you put together.
Right.
And is this good for any type of pain?
If you have pain of any kind, it's going to make a difference. I mean, I don't care how extreme it is, how minimal it is. It's going to give you relief. Now, if it's more extreme, of course, it may take a little longer. If you can take your pain from a 10 to a 5 and on down the line with continued use, well, I'm telling you, that's very doable.
Yeah.
So this is really exciting to be able to share this with you.
Yeah. Again, I think one of the things that is important for people to understand, because it's very unique, this is a cream.
Yes.
This is not a supplement. Yet
No.
there are lots of supplements out there. And what do you tell someone that comes into your office and says, well, Dr. Janet, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried this, I've tried all of these things, and it did not work. So therefore, the natural approach doesn't work.
First of all, for glucosamine or MSM, for that matter, it takes 90 days for them to notice something, if in fact they're going to notice anything, because they may not be breaking down and absorbing and utilizing if you're taking it orally. And after 3 months, people give up. People in pain, they want relief and they want it now.
Right.
And that's why I developed this cream. Again, 15 minutes, and I am telling you, you'll notice that it's going to the good. And so I just give you a challenge, try it. You have nothing to lose.
Okay, again, we're talking about Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream here. And Dr. Janet, somebody calls today, gets your cream, and tries it. What should they expect, realistically?
Within the first 15 minutes, as you use the cream, you'll notice the pain diminishes. And just as slowly as you got out of life, you'll start to see yourself come back into life, and you'll want to call people again. You'll want to talk on the phone. You'll want to go see your neighbors. You'll want to go take your kids to the bar. You'll want to walk your dog again. You'll want to do all these things.
I think just simple things. You'll wash the car.
The things other people take for granted.
Right.
You'll be able to do.
Right. But on the other hand, people want to know that this is not just you saying this.
No.
They want to know that other people out there have been in their situations and have gotten results.
Well, I have letters and emails from people all over the country. Does my heart good, to hear back. I have an email from Kay from New York. She says, I have arthritis in too many places and recently broke my right wrist. All these aches and pains are lessened within a few minutes of using the glucosamine cream. Your dispenser is easy to use and was especially appreciated when my wrist wasn't working very well. I will not be without this product. Here's one more. I've lost the pain in my knees and I can walk without any problems, climb stairs, sleep at night without pain. I'm so glad I heard about the cream. It makes me want to wake up in the morning. And that's exactly what we were just talking about.
That's interesting. Makes me want to wake up in the morning. Well, folks, again, I want to let you know that if you like what you're hearing here, if you want to try Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream, there is a special toll-free number for you to call. It's 1-800-859-9712. As we've been talking about, here is a natural approach to dealing with pain in the body that's not going to burn you, not going to freeze you, not going to distract you, but instead is the first and only glucosamine formula that's in a cream, so you can apply it directly to the area of pain, get that fast relief, and better yet, start rebuilding those joints and ultimately restoring your flexibility. And I guess that just makes a lot of sense, as opposed to covering it up or masking it, really getting to the root cause. And again, I want to remind you that Dr. Janet has arranged a very special offer. It's only available to you listeners. So when you call, be sure to mention this program. You're going to get a risk-free trial of her glucosamine cream. Again, this is only available to you listeners, and only if you call the toll-free number, because this is not available in stores. You have to call the number. It's 1-800-859-9712. And Dr. Janet,
I want to just say one more time for all of you out there suffering, I want you to try my glucosamine cream. And just for trying it today, I'm going to give you an extra free tube when you order. I'm also going to include a free copy of my latest audio CD. It's called Your Fastest Path to Permanent Pain Relief. And it's just chock full of tips and strategies for getting rid of your pain for good.
Yeah, I think that's great. Again, Dr. Janet, thank you so much for doing that. And folks, look, here is a great offer. Not only do you get Dr. Janet's audio CD, but at the same time, you get to try a great product here that is guaranteed to be safe and effective, or your money back. So that number to call is 1-800-859-9712. I'll give it to you again. It's 1-800-859-9712. Okay, well, this has been really, really enlightening. We've been talking about pain, which unfortunately is a difficult subject for so many people. And we've been talking about Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream, which contains proven pain-fighting ingredients that not only help to reduce or even eliminate your pain, but also help to rebuild. And I
That's
think
right.
that's so important. There is an opportunity here to get on a path back to ultimate health.
With pain, you have this what if thinking. What if this isn't going to get better? Am I going to wind up in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
What do I have? Is this
Right.
terminal?
I know, I do too. Before I was on the show, I used to listen to the show, and so I have like a 30-minute ahead of time reminder to listen to.
I usually.
And I put it on Outlook. I put it on Outlook to go in perpetuity. So I never.
Oh yeah, this one
never
is.
stopped it.
This one's forever because usually the kids are in bed by 8.
There's nothing on Snopes about it at all.
Okay.
It's crickets.
Yeah, it's called PolitiFact. Is the other one. Let me see it. I'll just see if I see it.
I forgot people are watching.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 people watching you right now.
So he never.
So I'm one of them. So
Another one might be the
Great.
studio. So
Yeah, if you have it on, it might be. Although if you don't go in through the other side and not log in as us, I don't think it counts as. It could be my mom actually.
I think your mother lives on this.
She has it everywhere.
oh, I got a private. Did I tell you I got a private showing of like a piece of training? Well, it's actually a training software for your phone, kind of.
For what?
It's kind of hard to explain. You have to watch the video when I make it. But I went with this other guy that has a channel that's got like 10,000 plus subscribers. That I know. I've been on his show. He's been on mine. And I met him for the first time there in the media room. Just ran into him. And he said, "Hey, what are you doing after you grab your drinks?" He's like, "You want to come with me to a private thing that's in a hotel room?"
Private thing in my hotel room.
Not his hotel
You're
room.
like, definitely not.
No.
Check, please.
No. And he was doing a live broadcast on.
I'll bet he was.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
They're
Live from
always
Las
doing
Vegas.
A live broadcast. Yeah.
No. So it was some guys from like out of the country that were there, and they
Yeah,
were,
he's probably from Dubai.
Jim's
You're
like,
digging a
"Let's
deeper
get
hole
good
every minute. Everything you say, you go further down the rabbit hole.
it was a pretty interesting demo though.
And he had a little mustache, and
It might be something you might be interested in looking at.
Would you like some champagne?
never drink from an already open bottle.
No, but they gave me. I did take. I
When
did
I went
actually.
to college, my dad said the only piece of advice he gave me was when you
Never
go to
mind.
parties, never take your eye off your drink.
After you drink. That's right. That's right.
Well, I didn't have a drink dinner, but they had Fiji water in the room.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay, well, we're having
I've offered you a real proven solution that's helped hundreds, thousands of people just like you across America over the past 10 years find relief. Now you can be one of them. True healthcare reform begins with you. Try my glucosamine cream. You have nothing to lose except your pain. And remember this, it works, it works, it works.
Well, Dr. Jan, I think that's great advice and a great appeal for people to try it and see how well it works for themselves. Okay, folks, well, look, here is your last chance. If you want to try Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream, here's the special toll-free number that you'll want to call. It's 1-800-859-9712. As we've talked about here, Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream is really the first and only glucosamine formula that's in a soothing cream. So you can apply it right to the area of pain for fast relief. Those ingredients are going to get right in there and also help to rebuild and nourish your joints and then restore your overall flexibility. So this is a natural approach. It's got a lot of science behind it. This is something that Dr. Janet has worked very hard on to put together, did it for her and her family, worked so well, she's now brought it out to everyone else. And I want to remind you that Dr. Janet has arranged a very special offer that's only available to you listeners. So when you call, be sure to mention this program and you're going to get a risk-free trial of her glucosamine cream. Again, this is only available to you listeners and you have to call the toll-free number because it's not available in stores. You need to call the number. It's 1-800-859-9712. Also keep in mind that just for trying Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream, she's going to give you an extra free tube with your order. You can share it with a friend, share it with a loved one, keep it for yourself for that matter. And as well, she's going to include a free copy of her latest audio CD. It's called Your Fastest Path to permanent pain relief. And here she's going to give you additional tips and strategies for getting rid of your pain for good. So folks, this is a really great offer. I encourage you here. This is a great way to get out of the pain and get back into life. The number to call is 1-800-859-9712. Remember, you have nothing to lose here because Dr. Janet's glucosamine cream is guaranteed to be safe and effective or your money back. So look, do something good for yourself. Do something good for your family. This is a great opportunity to really get your life back. And all you have to do is call 1-800-859-9712. I'll give it to you one more time. It's 1-800-859-9712. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks again to our sponsor, Dr. Newton's Naturals. You can visit them online anytime at drnewtons.com for all of your supplement needs. And be sure to join us again next week for another great show. I'm Chris McKay. Have a great day, everybody.
AM560 The Answer.
If you could choose any school from which to earn your college degree and be on your way to a better life, would you choose a school the Wall Street Journal recognized for producing some of the best qualified graduates? One the Princeton Review ranked as a leader in undergraduate education? And one U.S. News & World Report named #1 in the nation for innovation ahead of both MIT and Stanford? Discover why Arizona State University is a clear choice for your future. In addition, ASU Online offers over 100 graduate and undergraduate programs you can take 100% online and on your schedule. You'll receive the exact same curriculum, degree, and prestigious faculty as our on-campus students. For information, call 1-800-720-2358. U.S. News & World Report also ranked ASU in the top 10 best places to earn an online degree. So get started today and learn to thrive with Arizona State University online. Call today at 1-800-720-2358. That's 1-800-720-2358.
It's news, opinion, insight. It's AM560 The Answer. WIND.
This is a Fox News Alert. I'm Pam Puso. The stage is set for the Super Bowl. The Carolina Panthers will take on the Denver Broncos. Moments ago, Carolina blew out the Arizona Cardinals 49-15. Earlier today, in a much closer game, the Broncos beat the New England Patriots 20-18. It'll be Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning's fourth trip to the Super Bowl. For many, Monday morning is already tough, but for the snow-covered eastern U.S., even more challenges await. In the nation's capital, many roads are still impassable.
While we have made some progress, there is still a lot more to do, and we will work to continue to clear our major arteries.
Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser, city schools are closed tomorrow, so are federal office buildings. Public school students in New York City will get back to the books on Monday as the Big Apple digs out.
We've ended up with the second largest amount of snow in the history of this city, going back a century and a half, and the original estimates were for half that much.
Mayor Bill de Blasio, he's encouraging people to leave their cars buried with snow for the rest of this week. Airports are struggling to get back to normal. Limited service resumed Sunday in New York, Philadelphia, and Boston. The major airlines are hoping to resume full service in that region by tomorrow. Washington airports remain closed. Every lead is being exhausted as authorities in Southern California search for 3 inmates who escaped on Friday from a maximum security prison.
Just like we would take a look at somebody on the inside, we're going to do the same thing on the outside, try to determine if, in fact, they had any help, did they have any transportation. It's very clear that once they made it to the ground, they fled on foot.
Orange County Sheriff's Lieutenant Jeff Halleck, all 3 men cut through steel bars and even rappelled off a roof to get free. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
How can you get from here to there? We've got the answer from the ChicagoRadioDeals.com Traffic Center.
I'm Paul Bodenloss with a look at the roadways. Route 53 heading northbound just south of Higgins Road. There's an earlier crash in that area. It was a rollover crash causing some issues throughout that area, but that's been cleared and traffic's starting to get back to normal. Blackhawks are taking on the St. Louis Blues tonight. That game started at 6 p.m. You can expect some heavier traffic around the stadium after the game, and CTA is operating the number 19 United Express bus. Number 20 and number 50 buses are also stopping at the stadium. On the Kennedy, the express lanes will be closed this evening. It starts at 9 p.m. It will go until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning as they have closures with road construction. Again, that's the express lanes on the Kennedy. They will be closed starting at 9 p.m. Tonight, 28 degrees and cloudy. Tomorrow, 40 and rain. Currently, it's 36. Next update in 15 minutes on AM560. The Answer.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook, and lunch are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Here's some great news. Jack Tabota of Tabota & Associates can help you with your retirement game plan. You know Jack, or you should. Jack is the president and founder of Tabota & Associates. He's been helping folks just like you retire successfully for 3 decades. Jack has the insight, information, strategies, and experience you can use to build wealth and keep it. Live good. Retire well with Jack Tabota of Tabota & Associates. 630-777-7955. 630-777-7955.
This is Tom Laz. And this is Dave Laz of The Laz Word. Oh, Dave, so little time, so much to cover in 1 hour. That's right, Tom. Having to settle people's tummies with Laz Word humor. And the ever so popular Mind Trap, popular with the Kremlin and VP. Not to mention politically incorrect commentary. And fascinating and controversial guests. So join us at midnight Sunday on The Laz Word. The fastest hour of radio on the dial.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it.
I have 2 words for you. Predator drones. You will never see it coming.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight, David and Gretchen will be discussing the capture of Mexico's El Chapo and his connection to Operation Fast and Furious. And Rand Paul sticks up for the unborn. All that and more on tonight's On Target Radio. So be sure to give us a call at 312-642-5600. Or go to Facebook and like our page, On Target Radio, and ask a question there.
Now, from the seething cauldron of personal opinion, it's time for David's Rant of the Week. Rant of the Week.
Once again, Operation Fast and Furious is in the spotlight. Aside from the tragic death of U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry, Fast and Furious is the Obama administration's gift to Republicans that keeps on giving. Fast and Furious was a scheme cooked up by former Attorney General Eric Holder's office that had federal agents allowing criminals to buy guns with the intention of tracking them. Instead, agents from the ATF lost track of 1,400 of the 2,000 guns involved in the sting of the operation. The operation allowed criminals in the Phoenix area gun stores to buy the guns with the intention of tracking them once they made their way into Mexico, showing how they were used by drug cartels and then bailing the whole thing on easy access to guns in the U.S. It was a ploy to allow Obama to gin up support for more gun control. You think that's bizarre? Wait for this. Recently, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was arrested in one of his hideouts in Mexico. His story has more bizarre twists and turns than the movie Usual Suspects. For instance, the 5'6" Guzman, whose nom de guerre was El Chapo, loosely translates to Shorty, qualifies as truly bizarre. I mean, seriously, would you look one of the most dangerous men in the world in the eyes and call him Shorty? And Guzman, the leader of the Sinaloa drug cartel, is arguably the most dangerous, most organized drug kingpin in Mexico, if not the world. Last July, much to the chagrin of Mexico's President Enrique Peña Nieto, El Chapo managed to escape a maximum security prison through a tunnel just 17 months after the Marines arrested him in his native northwestern state of Sinaloa. The triumph was nudged below the front page fold when a story simultaneously broke that U.S. actor Sean Penn had met with Guzman 3 months before his capture. This may shed some light on why Penn, yet another liberal gift to Republicans that keeps on giving, is clearly a bubble and a half off center. I know a lot of Hollywood stars in their own mind are heavily into drugs, but how many have habits so big they have El Chapo's number on speed dial? While the Mexican government is negotiating shipping Guzman to the U.S., where he is also wanted, a tank sits outside the Mexican prison where he's being held, and his cell floors have been reinforced with metal rods to prevent him from digging out again. There was no word as to whether or not Penn had conjugal visits. But the point is how this connects to Fast and Furious. During the raid that captured Guzman, a veritable treasure trove of weapons was found, including a .50 caliber rifle Guzman's minions used to shoot down government helicopters that got too close to his hideout. When agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives checked the serial numbers of the 8 weapons found in his possession, they found one of the 2 .50 caliber weapons traced back to, wait for it, Fast and Furious. Federal officials told Fox News they're not sure how many of the weapons seized from Guzman's house actually originated in the U.S. or where they were purchased, but they are investigating. What could go wrong with that? What is known is that of the roughly 2,000 weapons sold through Fast and Furious, 34 were .50 caliber rifles that could take down a helicopter. This is the 3rd time a weapon from the Fast and Furious program has been found at a high-profile Mexican crime scene. Now, whether or not the missing link will surface directly connecting this president to gun running remains to be seen, but I'd make a few observations. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Even John Gotti, the Teflon Don, eventually went to jail. I'd also point out the methinks he doth protest too much aspect. In October 2011, the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform of the United States House of Representatives issued a subpoena to the Department of Justice for documents related to Fast and Furious. After the administration failed to turn over all the requested material, the committee sued, and the federal judge denied the administration's motion to dismiss the case. The White House continues its defiance, claiming it was entitled to withhold all documents. Why exactly would the President of the United States want such a heinous crime to be brought to justice unless the net was sure to capture some really big fish? All this brings to mind the final thought. Fast and Furious shows the anti-gun insanity of the liberal left. There is no shame. There's no sense of fair play, let alone honesty with liberals. The means justifies the ends. It is quite literally impossible to stop the liberal progressive agenda, which has as its pivot point the disarming of John Q. if liberals are in power. With the primary election milling on the horizon, I cannot possibly express the importance of turning out the vote to deny liberalism a firmer hold on the reins of government. And that, Gretchen, is my rant for the week.
Well, it's especially important to turn out the vote because earlier stories about Fast and Furious also implicated Hillary Clinton in knowledge of what was going on, and she knew that Eric Holder wanted to do this, and she said she also thought it was a good idea, and because she's also very, very pro-gun control. So she's deeply implicated in this.
It is inconceivable that anything this big could not go by the President of the United States.
Right.
This isn't like some clever little thing some ATF agent thought up to try and trick somebody. We're talking a massive cover-up, really, a massive, well, and dare I say, what the word is when a bunch of people get together, because every time somebody on this side of the aisle says the C word, they go, well, you people are conspiracy nuts. what more conspiracy could you possibly have than the Attorney General, the President of the United States? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
And the Secretary of
The
State
Secretary of State. Yeah,
getting
yeah.
together and cooking this up.
Yeah, you're listening on Target Radio. This is AM560 The Answer. Give us a call at 312-642-5600. Weigh in on this one. Guzman, El Chapo. Would you look at a guy that dangerous and call him Shorty?
I probably wouldn't unless he said, please call me Shorty.
And apparently that's what he does.
Apparently that's a well-established nickname. You know, actually, I got a big laugh. One of the biggest laughs in the Utah class this weekend was when I had them fill out the fingerprint card, and I said aliases is if you have bona fide street cred, and they started laughing.
And they all filled something in.
Well, no, they didn't. But I just thought that was funny that was what they thought was the funniest thing. And I'm like, well, you know, if you're El Chapo, you write El Chapo.
I don't think drug lords write in aliases. I don't think they go for Utah concealed carry. They just, you know, have their
I'm just saying,
caliber.
If he ever, you know, served his time and got out and, you know, filling out a fingerprint card.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
You know, or any kind of form that would ask him for his alias.
I think rather than calling him Shorty, they ought to call him the Mole. I mean, the man dug out of prison with his bare hands. That's dedication.
But in crime, usually mole means something else.
Oh, that opens up a whole new level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I never even thought about
that's a completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different meaning.
El Chapo. Do you like the way I pronounce his name? Little, Spanish.
Yeah.
Doesn't go very far with me.
Yeah. Although I think the last name is Guzman.
No. Okay. So moving rapidly on. What can I?
Our friend Michael in New York City has a question. He says, if Obama can't track his own guns, what makes you think he can track the country's guns and keep them away from the criminals or mentally disturbed?
Well, Michael, it's very simple. The answer is very simple. He doesn't track guns. He tracks us. Okay.
Right.
So he knows what's in your drawer. We have students who go, I have to give my fingerprints. Right. I want him to know about me. What, are you kidding? You want him to know
You think you're off the grid?
Exactly. That's
do you pay utilities? You're on the grid.
Yeah, everybody's on the grid.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, he has no interest or concern about actually taking guns away from criminals. If he wanted to do that, he would make sure that the Attorney General actually prosecuted gun crimes.
When the Attorney General's not being prosecuted.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really just a red herring. Of what he really wants to do, which is to track the law-abiding citizens' guns. And that's easy because they've got 4473s on every single one of them.
Oh no, they're destroyed, remember?
No, they don't know how.
I know, isn't that hysterical? They also don't know how to do websites either. All right, we're going to come back with more of this, talking about drug cartels and all kinds of stuff. I don't know, it'll be a crazy night. But we'll be back with more on Target Radio after a few messages. And you're listening to AM560 The Answer.
That's how.
That was
Did you not been here before, Jim?
What's that?
Have you not been here before?
No, he's never been.
So I've been here every episode of the ones that I was going in South Carolina. So
that was pretty good.
We have fun.
It was considerable.
Entertaining.
Very sleepy.
99.9% of the time. You have no idea.
I've been going through all my business cards, writing emails.
Oh, if we need to fill time, Michael also asked how was the gun show because he likes the show.
Oh, that'll take up a few minutes. Yeah.
We can talk about that.
We can talk about it's online, except we can't find it. I posted that thing on Target Radio.
What, the video?
And if you type in the URL, you can find it. It's there. But you can't, if you go on Target Radio, it's not there.
Yeah, it's not there. Maybe you have it listed as unlisted or something.
I don't think so. I hit public.
I looked through the list. I didn't see it in that list either, so I don't know.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
You might have to upload it.
It's in some hidden cubby hole somewhere.
And I put another one or two along with it. When I play it back, it's on the YouTube screen.
Well, you have to show me on here. Maybe on one of these computers before you leave. Maybe I can help you figure out how
I can show you on here. I'm on Facebook.
Well, I saw the link on there, and I couldn't get
it. The problem is I don't know.
It doesn't whip out.
I can only find it if I have the link, and I don't have the link here. It's in my computer at home. It's frustrating.
It's too stiff. It won't whip.
It'll break out.
I feel bad for one of these guys who was there. Was supposed to meet. He came back and his girlfriend left with his son.
I don't know that it's from his sister.
Like,
Here,
you know, his girlfriend
I
3
don't know
years,
that
that
it's
6-year-old
from his
son.
sister.
It's like, oh my God. Yeah, I feel bad about that. It really sucks.
See? I'm like, I know there's something wrong.
I can tell.
I don't know what it is, but I know it's something.
It came in handy. You just used it.
Well, yeah, I have used a couple of times. This is hilarious though. So about a month ago, I had like a karaoke Jones, and so I went to this karaoke bar, and
did you sing karaoke?
I do.
She
I've
does.
never.
Oh, cool.
I've never
She
been
has a
to
voice.
this specific
Really?
bar before. Like I wanted to go
I only did it once.
because this one specific DJ that I know was going to be there, but I never was at that place before, so I didn't know what kind of a situation it was going to be. So even though it was marketing guns, I took my gun anyway.
You said you created
And
news on
I've been
Target
carrying.
News?
Well, exactly. I've been carrying.
I don't think I created that yet. I think
Actually, I
just
have
TV
another
on Target TV.
A little one. I have a little one.
Because when I do on Target News, it says no.
Yeah. This is my.
I didn't create.
On Target Airsoft, which is up, and I do on Target TV.
I didn't do that. No, it was on Target.
Yeah.
On Target
video
TV.
game Jen.
I do on Target TV, on Target Airsoft.
They're the
Come
ones
on.
they always protest. The Father Flagger always protests outside.
So
take out the
So
user.
the owner gave me this at the X-ray the first year I went there, and but it was less than 3
We'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
So
It should be
I
on
can
Do we have
there.
anything else on Facebook?
I think we have a message from that other guy that always messages us.
What is it? Anything important?
Is someone in danger of starting a wildfire? Make a difference. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
And we're back with more on Target Radio. Our friend Larry on Facebook messaged us and he said, so technically Obama and Holder sold firearms to convicted criminals. Under our laws and Obama's supposed crackdown on our guns, shouldn't both Obama and Holder be arrested?
Wait, let me think about that. Yes.
Yes.
I had to pause and dwell on that for just a sec. Look, you could have, this wasn't a thing that the NRA put out, but it doesn't discredit it. I know the left thinks that's ridiculous. But this administration has made every other administration in history look good, including Jimmy Carter.
Right.
Which is stunningly difficult to understand.
Right. And Nixon. He makes Nixon look like a choir boy.
Nixon broke into an office. You know, he just broke into an office. I just want to see what the records say.
Right.
And Nixon was the only person in the United States that didn't know he was going to get reelected.
Right.
You know, and so he surrounds himself by people that go, "You're going to do it, Dick. It's going to be okay." No, I'm looking in the office. You know,
I'm a little nervous.
yeah, I'm a little nervous. Yeah, I only got 99% of the population voting for me.
Yeah.
And he resigns in disgrace, of course,
Sure.
because they were going to impeach him. But this guy is unbelievable.
He really is.
It is inconceivable. I said this before the break. I'm going to say it again. It's inconceivable that anything that big would not be, the president would not have given an okay on.
Right.
I mean, it's just, that doesn't happen. And particularly this guy, he's got his fingers in every pie there is.
I think what do they call that?
Conspiracy is the word.
I was going to say something deniability. Plausible
deniability.
deniability.
He has no plausible deniability.
Right. But that's what he wants.
Well, that's what
he
wants.
claims to have, but I don't think he
Yeah,
has.
he wants a library. That's what he wants. I think they should give him a digital one in like Ottumwa, Iowa or something.
I think he should have a prison library.
That would work. He could pass out books to his boyfriends. I wasn't making fun of him. I just figure he'll have a lot of friends in jail.
I'm sure he will.
Yeah. Seriously, the Democrats have an amazing ability to turn out a vote, both living and dead.
They're not hung up by little details like honesty.
The law. Yeah. Literally everybody has to turn out. You can't take a back seat to this.
Right.
Because if the Hildebeest gets elected, and she may be going to jail, so she may be out and leave Bernie Sanders. However, have you heard the rumor?
No.
Guess who's thinking of throwing their hat in the ring now at the last minute?
Ooh.
Bloomberg.
Ooh.
That's what I heard. Did you hear that?
I did.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting because that means Bloomberg is anti-Hillary, which is an interesting twist on things. Because I wouldn't have thought that.
I wouldn't have either. But
they basically stand for the same stuff, as far as I can tell.
To be honest with you, I think Bloomberg and Soros pull most of the strings. I mean, I don't have any real knowledge of that.
They're absolutely at least two of the puppet masters. I think Valerie Jarrett is a close third.
She runs the White House, I think.
Oh yeah.
But those two actually set a national agenda. I mean, unfortunately, Bloomberg
here's
hasn't
the
been
thing,
that
though. I
successful.
don't think they necessarily coordinate with him. I mean, like some of that stuff with paying the protesters to go to Ferguson and Baltimore and stuff. I'm not sure that they coordinated that with anyone. I think they just thought it was a good idea.
I think you're right. I don't think Obama's doing that.
Soros just thought it was a good idea. I'm not implicating Bloomberg in that.
And I'm not actually implicating Obama in that either.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure that Soros actually coordinated with anyone.
I think Obama looks at the big picture. You know, no guns, disarm America, that kind of stuff. Honestly,
well, he's going down the checklist of the agenda, and that's one of the things on the agenda that they haven't been able to accomplish.
Yeah, well, I agree. You're listening on Target Radio. This is AM560 The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. 312-642-5600. We're talking crickets here. There's not a phone line with a light on it. So either you people ship up, I gotta be careful I say this, or Georgie hits the button. Ship up or shape out? Shape up or ship out?
Shape up or ship out.
Call us.
See, I would just let them believe, theater of the mind. I would let them believe that we have tons of calls that we're just simply ignoring.
You know me, I'm a very
We're
honest
simply
guy.
not taking those calls.
I'm an honest guy. I lay the truth on the line. I've done that ever since I won the Nobel Peace Prize.
I'm all about smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, well,
You've seen me put makeup on, so you know that.
I have no comment.
That's probably good.
No matter what I say.
We should probably move on from there.
Yes, we probably should. So Obama kept denying the records until a federal judge just said, a federal judge, by the way, which he appointed, which I thought is particularly poignant.
Yep.
He just said, you can't do that. You can't do that. And stuff is coming out about this Fast and Furious. I'm telling you, we joke some, certainly. The Hildebeest, I think, is in trouble. I really do.
Well, I hope so.
I mean, they got her fingerprints on all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know for a fact that there was highly there was stuff that was top secret.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I know she's like the Teflon Don, but I keep saying this. Even he went to jail eventually.
Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
How far can you go with this stuff?
What they say. One thing I did learn from this that I did not previously realize, or I don't remember reading this before, is that actually after U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry was murdered by a Fast and Furious gun, that was when whistleblowers from the ATF came forward.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing that before.
Oh yeah, that's what started the.
Well, right. That's actually how we started finding out about this stuff. So I think that's really excellent. Yay, ATF! I never thought I'd say that.
Got killed.
Right.
It was Border Patrol.
Yeah, I was going to say
it's a law enforcement.
Different
It's
agency.
a federal agent.
I will say at the SHOT Show, I actually took a picture of the ATF had a booth there, and there were actually people talking to them, which I was deeply shocked.
But did you notice they all wore face masks and you couldn't tell who they were?
They were all like
their faces were blurry the whole time they were up there. Yeah,
they're like bandanas over their faces.
You know what? One of the lines just lit up to him. Oh wait, it's George calling his wife. Okay, well that worked out okay. And then we have talk about typical liberal mentality. So we have Senator Barbara Mikulski from Maryland.
Yes.
And she goes, I love this. They're holding a seance. I don't know what there is, but they got a bunch of people together to solve the gun issue and kids getting killed in the street and all that. So this is a United States senator now, and she says, quote, so let's solve the problem. Let's not get involved in constitutional arguments, and let's help our American people be safe and secure in their home, their neighborhood, their school, and their house of worship, unquote. So this goes back to like Friedman and Highland Park.
Yes.
I know the Constitution says you have a right to own a firearm, but if it makes you feel better, we'll just, we'll
allow the ban to stand.
We'll do away with that right and allow the ban to stand.
Well, they said it's a substantial benefit for people to feel better.
Lewis from Chicago has a very interesting comment to make. Lewis, how are you doing this evening?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. Glad to have you call again. I didn't know this. I hadn't heard this. Go ahead, lay it on there.
Well, I was watching the news the other night or last night, but they, when Bloomberg was announcing he was considering running, they asked Donald Trump, and he comes out and says he's a good guy, he's a good friend and a great guy. So, what does it say about Trump?
Well, it validates what Ted Cruz said about the New York values thing.
Yeah,
because that's why they're buds, is because they're both from New York City.
Yeah, I mean, how many passes can you give a guy like Trump? I mean, I'm not supporting anybody in particular, to be honest with you, but I mean, he's either a liar or he means what he says, and one or the other. It's not good either way. So.
Trump truly is, all joking aside, inscrutable. It's very difficult to really understand where he's coming from. He says things that a lot of us have wanted to hear for 7 years, and then he'll turn around and say something that we don't want to hear.
Really heinous, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how to take it.
And the pictures of him with the Clintons and the photos of him with his sister, who's a liberal judge, and just on and on and on and on. And it does make you wonder where does he actually come down on things?
But I will offer this concept or this thought, and that is Bruce Rauner and Mayor Rahm Emanuel were very close friends, and that has not stopped Bruce Rauner from killing Rahm Emanuel. No.
Yeah.
So you don't know. I mean, you don't know how this will all shake out. Bruce, I appreciate you calling us.
Right.
And it's a good point. It's a very, very interesting observation. And I don't know. We're going to have to take a break. When we come back, we got another caller on the line, and we'll pick that one on up. But we're going to keep talking, I think, about the Fast and Furious and the whole connection and the gun running and all of that. So there'll be all that and more on Target Radio when we return after these messages. Here's AM560, The Answer.
Weather in Chicago is cold. The weather in Los Cabos, Mexico is warm and sunny. AM560 wants to send you to Los Cabos with Dan and Amy this April. Enter to win an all-expenses-paid trip to Secrets Porto Los Cabos Golf and Spa Resort, courtesy of Apple Vacations. The only way to enter to win is through the AM560 The Answer mobile app. So download the mobile app today and enter to win a trip to Los Cabos.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The NFC Championship was a blowout.
Boyd stays in bounds. That means Carolina Panthers are NFC champions.
Courtesy Fox Sports, it was the Panthers over the Cardinals 49-15. Carolina will play the Broncos in Super Bowl 50. Denver beat New England 20-18 for the AFC crown. New York City is a winter wonderland no more.
The snow has gone from white to black and dirty as cars are back at it and into the city. The snowstorm really was supposed to be maybe a foot of snow, ended up becoming the second largest snowstorm to ever hit New York. But New York is doing fairly well for a lot of different reasons. One reason is it happened on the weekend. Everything seems to be on track to be ready for Monday morning's commute.
Fox's Brian Yanis in Times Square. The storm claimed at least 29 lives, among them a Passaic, New Jersey woman and her child who died in their parked car with the engine running, the snow blocking the tailpipe. Fox News, we report, you decide.
How can you get from here to there? We've got the answer from the Chicago.com traffic center.
Take a look at traffic over on Metra's UP West Line, train 516, which was scheduled to leave Elburn at 8:25 and arrive in Chicago at 9:50. Delayed in its departure because of an equipment failure. Over on the expressway, it's delay-free. Edens, Kennedy inbound, looking good at 20 minutes. Outbound side, though, heavy Belmont, Damon to Belmont with left lane road work. That should be picked up by 5 a.m. The express lane's closed with overnight road work. 24 out to O'Hare at this time. Manheim. Eisenhower in 30 from Thorndale, 17 from Manheim, slowing Ashland to the circle. Outbound jamming up Cicero to first. It's 20 to Manheim and 33 out to Thorndale. Elsewhere, the Stevenson Ryan I-57, the Ford, Lakeshore Drive, and your 4 Illinois tollways all moving well. Right now, it's 34 degrees and overcast. Lots of fog overnight, a low of 28. More fog tomorrow, a high of 39. Next update in 15 minutes on AM560 The Answer.
The following is a paid political announcement.
The United States is in desperate times. Democrats have changed your health care so they pick your doctor and health plan. Democrats support the passage of laws like France to disarm law-abiding citizens. Democrats continue to tax and spend. Our next election is for the future of the United States of America. Will we truly fight terrorism or disarm Americans step by step? Will the Supreme Court justices follow the Constitution or vote for the latest social fads? Will government borrowing to support failed social programs take more and more money out of your pocket to pay the debt? It is time to vote in the Republican primary for candidates who think like you do. Research the candidate's prior voting record. Make sure the candidate who gets your vote really supports the same causes you do. Look for the most conservative candidate who can win against their Democrat opponent next November. The March 15, 2016 primary is the one election you cannot afford to miss.
Paid for by Edward Gronkowski.
If you love delicious Indian food, then you must experience Gaylord Fine Indian Cuisine in Schaumburg. For over 18 years, Gaylord has served an extensive lunch and dinner menu of fine Indian cuisine. Signature dishes include tandoori jinga jumbo prawns, chicken tikka masala, or the tangy and hot southern Indian specialty lamb vindaloo. All dishes are prepared using only quality fresh ingredients. Even the elaborate $12.95 lunch buffet is cooked that morning. Manager Darren Diabrio invites you to come early when they open at 11:30 weekdays and noon on weekends to see and smell the freshness for yourself. It's highly recommended you skip breakfast and save your appetite for lunch. And Gaylord can accommodate business meetings or events for up to 60 people. Gaylord Fine Indian Cuisine is on Mall Drive, just south of Woodfield Mall. Call 847-619-3300 or visit GaylordIL.com. Gaylord Fine Indian Cuisine in Schaumburg is the Mercedes of fine Indian dining. 847-619-3300.
Hey, protecting your family and Second Amendment rights is important. You need the proper equipment and training from DS Arms. As an actual manufacturer of AR-15 and FNFAL type rifles, they also stock all major brands of firearms, including handguns and every accessory imaginable for self-defense, target shooting, and hunting. Ladies, get your concealed carry license plus basic and advanced training in a family-friendly environment with girlfriends, loved ones, even mom. Everything's provided, including a firearm for only $225 for custom rifles made in America or concealed carry firearms training classes. Make DS Arms your team. It's great being an American and supporting your Second Amendment rights and American manufacturing jobs. With nearly 3 decades of experience, DS Arms has you covered. DS Arms, much more than a gun store. It's easy to reach in Lake Barrington, just off of Route 14 and Pepper Road. Call 847-277-7260 or visit DSRms.com.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
And we're back on Target Radio. Hi, I'm Rick Cizak, the Advertising Sales Director for the On Target Media Group. If you own a small business and need more exposure to potential customers, what small business doesn't, we can help. For over 3 years, the On Target Media Group has been helping small businesses grow. We offer many different and affordable marketing packages through our partnership program. Plus, we can even create a custom program tailored to your business's needs. To find out more, contact me today at sales.ontargetradio@gmail.com or visit our website at otmediagroup.net/sponsorship. We look forward to helping your business reach its target.
And listen, on Target Radio, AM560 The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600. We've been talking about Fast and Furious and how it's come back and it's biting at the doorstep of the White House. We don't have the missing link exactly, but I think the finger points.
Well, and a federal judge has finally said, yes, they have to turn over all the documents that Congress has requested.
Like Hillary had to. That took a tractor and a chain and a team of people to extract.
Yes.
These people are shamelessly dishonest.
They really are.
It's not little marginal stuff. It's not like, I bought a piece of property because I know a road's going to go through it and I'm going to pick up $500,000. It's like gross wholesale cheating and giving away everything that our Constitution stands for.
Well, I think my dad taught me, go big or stay home. So that is the theory under which they're working.
And it seems like this guy has surrounded himself with people that do this.
Well, yeah, because it validates what he's doing.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you're a liar, pathological or not, if you're a liar and you surround yourself with honest people, it's going to be very uncomfortable for you.
Well, yeah, sure.
So, of course, you're going to surround yourself with other liars.
I think that this thing about the gun control, the legal challenge to gun control. I don't know how that's going to play out, because everything this guy has done so far, the courts give him a pass. Everybody gives him a pass.
Yeah,
it's like, and I'm almost hesitant to say what I'm going to say because I know I'll catch some flack. But anytime you criticize him, you're a racist.
Right.
Black people who criticize him, they call him racist. And so it's insanity.
They really need to get like some more original like name calling.
It's getting old.
Right.
I mean, you're right. It's in fact, it's getting old. If you look at what was her name? She said, I can't think of her name.
Mikulski.
Yeah, Mikulski. That attitude about, well, I don't want to get into discussion about the Constitution.
Right.
It is about the Constitution.
Right.
How can you not get into discussion about? But that's the liberal mentality.
It is.
Oh well, Constitution is outdated.
Right. I like what this article says. It's Freedom Outpost, and it says the Constitution does not provide for Mikulski or her colleagues to provide any gun restriction or regulation. It does not give her or any other servant of the people the authority to help our American people be safe and secure in their home, their neighborhood, their school, and their house of worship. So, in other words, everything that she said is against the Constitution.
Right. And here's the other one. The President of the United States has said that he is doing this, the gun control thing, because he does not like the legislative decisions of the Congress.
Right.
I'm sorry. What happened to the three different opposing things that keep everybody in check? The balance of power. Yeah. Well, I don't like that, so I'm just going to do it on my own.
Right. Yeah. Didn't he have a press conference and basically say in the press conference, I have a team of lawyers working on figuring out what constitutionally I can do through executive action to accomplish my goals and go around Congress. I mean, he straight out said it.
They're unabashedly dishonest.
As you said, shameless. Shameless is the perfect word.
And they get away with it.
Somebody should make a Facebook meme with like bodies and backgrounds from that TV show Shameless, and they should put like Obama and Valerie Jarrett and Loretta Lynch's face on the characters.
Now, the Marine Corps Times wrote, there was an article in it, and basically it says the Marine Corps is pushing for more gun control laws.
Well, they were encouraging veterans.
Yeah, right.
To lead the push for more secure gun laws.
But a whole lot of flack came out of that saying, no, that does not represent. I don't know anybody. I mean, and there probably are some, but I don't know anybody. You think of the people we know are Marines. Jeff and Kevin. They would never do that. It's hard to picture the United States Marine Corps suggesting that it's, Marines should, I don't know.
Pretty silly.
And yet it's getting I mean, people say, oh, look at this, look at this.
Yeah, the Marine Corps stated on their website that the Marine Corps Times does not officially represent the U.S. Marines. So they're basically farming out their newsletter, magazine, whatever it is.
Yeah. It's the problem with all of this is it's gotten so thick. You don't know what's true, what's not true, what's a lie, what's not a lie. They come out with headlines that really look good, and they turn out not to be true. When we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit about Ron Paul and unborn children. All that and more with On Target Radio. We'll be back. You're listening to AM560, The Answer.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer from the ChicagoRadioNews.com Traffic Center.
Taking a look at the road, some transit issues on Metro's UP West Line inbound train 516, which was set to arrive in Chicago at 9:50, is now on the move, operating up to an hour behind schedule from earlier equipment problems. And on the Green and Orange Line, seeing some residual delays after signal problems near Roosevelt. Elsewhere, the Kennedy outbound, very heavy north to Belmont through the overnight roadwork in the left lane. 17 to Montrose, 27 to O'Hare. The express lanes are closed overnight, offering you no relief. Eisenhower in, jams up Ashland to the Circle. 31 in from Thorndale. It's 33 back out. You're on the brakes from Cicero to First. Elsewhere, the Eden, Stevenson, Ryan I-57, the Ford, Lakeshore Drive, and tollways all are clear. Right now, it's 34 degrees, overcast skies, dropping to 28 overnight with patchy fog, rain and fog tomorrow, a high of 39. Next update in 15 minutes on AM 560 The Answer.
If you're looking for a better shooting experience, imagine shooting virtually all your firearms the same day. You can move and shoot steel, draw from the holster, or compete in a 3-gun match. You can exercise that rifle out to 600 yards, even engage in a very challenging sporting clays course or a round of trap or skeet. Do all that and much more at the Aurora Sportsman's Club. Whether you're a novice looking for a basic course or an experienced shooter looking for an advanced course, even if you want to participate in your favorite shooting event such as IDPA or cowboy action shooting, spend an enjoyable day with the family at the Aurora Sportsman's Club, the only shooting facility in the region that offers all of that and more. If that sounds interesting, don't miss the next orientation and a tour of the Aurora Sportsman's Club in Waterman, Illinois. Call the membership department at 815-264-9000 extension 44 for information. That's 815-264-9000 extension 44 to join a one-of-a-kind shooting facility. The Aurora Sportsman's Club.
And a major meteor collision could hit within the next 4 billion years.
Lucky we have homeowners insurance.
What?
If a meteor hit our home, we'd be covered.
But homeowners insurance isn't helping us with our busted furnace.
No.
And it won't help get the plumbing fixed, or our refrigerator, or the oven, or anything else that happens to break down. That's why we need a home warranty.
Homeowners insurance can cover things that might happen, like a meteor destroying your home. But a home warranty from American Home Shield helps protect your budget against what will happen. Component breakdowns of up to 21 major home systems and appliances, like your heating, plumbing, refrigerator. For valuable free information, go to ahs.com or call 1-800-900-4317.
The odds of a meteor destroying your home are 180 trillion to 1.
To protect your budget against home appliance breakdowns, get an American Home Shield home warranty. For free information, go to ahs.com or call 1-800-900-4317. 1-800-900-4317.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
We're back with more Target Radio. Please call 312-642-5600. It's too quiet tonight.
It's a little quiet.
We had a couple calls. It's too quiet.
Yeah, we've got a lot of Facebook stuff going
Yeah, we
on.
do. We got a lot of Facebook, but it's in your face. I want to be in my ears. You know what I'm saying? Rand Paul, who a lot of people dismiss Rand Paul.
They do.
You know, and I'm one of them. But the fact is, Rand Paul has introduced legislation, which I give him credit for. And it would give unborn children equal protection under the law as part of the 14th Amendment. It would basically say that they have the same rights as born individuals, which I think the majority of people believe.
Yes.
You know, it's just that marginalized few that make all the noise.
And if you read the 14th Amendment, you really wouldn't have to, read much into it to think that should be the case anyway. The 14th Amendment says no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws.
Watching and I know you didn't watch those things because they are pretty gross. Watching those videos of the Planned Parenthood people talking, most of it talking, but then there was some actual, video clippings, and you can see baby parts. I mean, you can see body parts, legs and hands and stuff. You don't even have to be Christian or Jewish. I mean, you look at that, that's a kid.
Right.
There's no way around that. It's this kid laying there. So I got to give credit to Rand Paul. I think that's it's well suited.
Well, and I think, obviously he's running for president, so he's trying to make a point.
However, my impression of him, and I'm really not a Rand Paul fan. It's not I'm against him. I just don't know a whole lot about him. But it seems like he's very genuine about it.
Yeah, well, he's a doctor. He's a medical doctor. And he says the legislation declares what most Americans believe and what science has long known, that human life begins at the moment of conception. So that's, he's taking a strong stand on that. And I appreciate that he's doing that, but obviously it's partially because he's running for president.
No, I agree. And Barbara Boxer's introduced the bill that the unborn can vote. So that's... You laugh. That'll come next. If this passes and unborn have rights...
It would probably be unborn illegals can vote.
Unborn illegals will have the vote.
I think that's what it would
There you
be.
go. How many people did we just insult in one small segment?
A lot.
Yeah, I think so. Fortunately, we have a sheltered parking space, and we have an armored vehicle that we go home
That's
with.
right. We're
Exactly.
heavily armed.
What does it say about our society and the progressive movement that we have to pass legislation, say a baby is a human being?
Right.
How did we get there? In 1950, 1960, that didn't exist. I don't know. Somebody said it today. I forget who it was, but somebody said it today. It started with the Great Society.
Right.
It really did, and it's been going downhill ever since.
One of the people we talked to at the gun show.
Right.
And it's so true, like I say, my two favorite documentaries, one is called Agenda, and the other one is called Expelled. And Expelled, it was done by Ben Stein, and one of the things that he brings out is that once you devalue human life and you convince people that even a certain segment of people don't have any value, then it opens up all sorts of things that you can do. And I would say the exact same thing applies to what the Nazis did to the Jews, as to what the liberals have done to the unborn.
I agree. And the problem is, we know they're doing it. What the Nazis did to the Jews were sort of hidden.
Sure. A lot of people didn't know about it.
We know every single day we know this is going on, and no one has the cojones to stand up to it, which...
I wouldn't say no one, but it's collectively, it hasn't been enough.
Yeah. We had a question on to change the subject because that's a rather depressing subject. We had a question about how the gun show was.
The Chicagoland Gun Show, yeah.
Gun show, yeah. It was good. I mean, it gets better every year.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, this year we had a lot more people go and listen to the speakers, and Jim, the silent person who's sitting in the studio, refuses to speak. You had how many people, Joe? Go?
400.
So we had about 400 people in the air rifle range.
Yeah.
I mean, it does get better every year.
Well, there was a lot of interactive stuff this year. Actually, I do want to give a shout out. It was our friend Michael from New York City who we met last year at the gun show.
Right. Yeah.
Who asked the question, and so I did want to mention that. There was a lot of interactive stuff this year, and I don't remember there being that much. There was the bow fishing last year. They did have that, and they had that again this year, which is shooting a bow and arrow at a stack of hay. But this year we had air rifle. There was a couple of different laser pistol shooting challenges, and so there was a lot more this year. They had 3D archery for kids. They had a wild animal show. There was a lot. There was a lot going on this year.
That whole bow fishing thing, putting an arrow in a stack of hay. How do you breast out hay? I don't understand.
Well, it's supposed to simulate bow fishing.
Supposed to stimulate.
They actually did have a real trout pond where you could actually fish. I didn't realize it was real. I never saw the trout, so I wasn't sure. And then I saw them pulling one out.
Well, they were on break. They're union.
Well, true.
All right, we're going to come back. We're going to wrap it all up after a few messages. We'll do Gretchen's thing and all that sort of stuff. We'll return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM560 The Answer.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook, and lunch are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Here's some great news. Jack Tabota of Tabota & Associates can help you with your retirement game plan. You know Jack, or you should. Jack is the president and founder of Tabota & Associates. He's been helping folks just like you retire successfully for 3 decades. Jack has the insight, information, strategies, and experience you can use to build wealth and keep it. Live good. Retire well with Jack Tabota of Tabota & Associates. 630-777-7955. 630-777-7955.
Check it out, it's the Terminator. Hey, when'd you get back, huh?
Did you have to shoot anyone? Why are you so distant? Are you not happy to see me?
So what's the deal? You gonna get a job now or what?
Why are you being so jumpy? Put all that stuff behind you, okay?
No one knows what it's like to come back from Iraq or Afghanistan unless they were there. Join other veterans at communityofveterans.org because we know where you're coming from. Brought to you by Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM560 The Answer with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life.
Speaking of gun shows, we were this past week at the Big SHOT Show in Vegas.
Big trade show.
Yep, and it's big, takes up the entire Sands Convention Center. So we started a new thing, the On Target News Team.
Oh, we did it 2 years ago. It's not new.
Well, true. But
it's not on YouTube yet.
Yeah, well, we this year we had $248,000 worth of hardware.
Well,
that
right.
we dragged
That was
around.
new.
Yeah. So, and we did actual headline type news, and it came out good. I thought it's not tremendous, but it's good. And I put it on YouTube because that's where we're supposed to put
so
it.
we thought it went there.
And nobody can find it.
It's lost.
We'll get it up and we'll get the link out on our Facebook page. People will look at
It'd be
it.
nice, but it's like a headline news was for Tuesday, and then I got some vignettes or short pieces that we did for Wednesday, so it's worth taking a look at. And we want to do that. We want to start doing more of that type of stuff. And I also just want to add that while I was there, we talked to Barry Torfey, who belongs to the Aurora Sportsman's Club with us, but he owns Bad Arms, and we are going to. We now have a relationship with them. They're going to promote us at the shows in the store, and they'll advertise on our show, and we'll be doing some stuff together. So that's it. You good to go?
I also want to say we have 933 likes on Facebook now. So
we need
like I said,
67 people to get off
drive
the
for 1,000, yes.
Share it with your friends.
That's it. All right.
Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
I would hope that every person in our listening audience is a member of the ISRA, but that is statistically improbable. So if you are not a member of the Illinois State Rifle Association, I urge you to join. The ISRA fights for your Second Amendment rights every day the legislature is in session in Springfield. They also support and promote the shooting sports in Illinois, like hosting NRA Day at the ISRA range each year. Just one example. To join today, go to isra.org and click on Participate. I want every one of you to put down Gretchen Fritz as the member that referred you, and then I will get so many people to join that they will have to give me a plaque or something. Once again, go to isra.org and click on Participate. The following Safer USA classes are at our facility in Waterman, Saturday and Sunday, April 2nd and 3rd, April 23rd and 24th, and May 7th and 8th. Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and Gretchen and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry, as well as Florida, Arizona, and Utah. Sunday, April 10th, Tactical Pistol 1 and 2, taught by David. Sunday, April 17th, Concealed Carry Live Fire 1 and 2, taught by Eric. Also, Sunday, April 17th, Long Range Rifle, taught by Ed Janka. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
So, it's been a long week.
It's been a marathon.
Yeah. We flew out. We did the show last week. We flew out Monday morning, went to Vegas, did that thing. That's stressful. It's enjoyable, but it's
a ton of
stressful.
walking.
Come back late Thursday night, get up early Friday morning, go to the outdoor show, the gun show. It's been a long, hard week.
We have a question. Will there be segment 6 tonight?
There won't be segment 6 tonight because I'm semi-comatose, and if we did segment
Dead here.
Yes, if we did segment 6, I would probably say inappropriate things.
It would double as a episode of The Walking Dead.
Exactly. So we're not going to do that. So we'd like to thank you for listening to On Target Radio, and be sure to tune in next week when Gretchen and I will be discussing more red meat issues that affect your life.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board, Rick Cizak, our social media director, and their sponsors, Ed Ronkowski, the Illinois State Rifle Association, the Aurora Sportsman's Club, and Safer USA.
And we got to thank Jim Ekstrom for coming in and helped us at the show. And we came in and they sitting here in disembodied voice. You don't
disembodied voice.
As always, I want to thank Michael Sakoff for making all of this stuff happen. Mike, thank you very much.